Welcome to Fire Breathing Kittens, an actual play podcast. Today is a special episode as we're joined with our friend Arethor Gowek. Hi, Arethor. Can you describe what you look like for our listeners?
Sure, I'd be happy to. I am a sort of calico catfolk person. I suppose if you look at me too closely, you might notice a rumple or two in my shirt or in my suit. It's been some time since I've changed them, but I like to think of myself as reasonably well put together.
Okay. Cats don't like water, so I understand why you haven't had a bath recently.
I do stay as far away from the stuff as I can, as often as possible.
Well, Arethor, you're a new addition to the crayon box. What color would you be, and why?
Oh, I suppose I'd ask why choose a single color when each provides its own flair. I think about the used crayons, the nubs, that people cast aside, still beautiful but discarded. To take these and meld them into a single, magnificent, multi-toned, surprising creation, that's what I would like to be. However, if pressed, I suppose I'd say some shade of green for connection, growth, life, something of that sort.
The mold on breads? Those
yes, that's also
in the sewage?
There is. Yes, you can find growth all over the place.
Question 2 is, what are your strengths, Arethor?
I suppose that I'm a lover, not a fighter, though sometimes love hurts if you're doing it right. I'm a person who leads with my mouth, speaking, of course. I was a lawyer in a previous life, one I hope to return to someday. I've been described as having a certain verbal felicity, one that I enjoy exploiting, or using to fit into whatever group I may be with at the time. You know, you got to fit in wherever you are. But I prefer my actual voice, whenever possible.
Of course. Why would you use an accent other than your own?
Well, you never know. Different people, different places. You need to fit in wherever you are. You never know when you might need to make a shift. Put on a knit cap and be a dock worker for the day.
Well, that sounds fun. If it comes with a knit cap, I'm in. All right, question 3 is, Arethor, what are your weaknesses?
Oh, LOL, the classic interview question. Perhaps I should say that I care too much or try too hard? No, I can see that's not what you're looking for. There have been those who suggest that my strength in being verbose itself is my weakness, but I remain unconvinced. I would suggest that perhaps I'm not strong in knowing when I'm in over my head. But then perhaps I enjoy struggling to breathe.
Oh, that's deep. Haha, pun. Question 4. Where did you grow up, Arethor?
Jishop. Not quite the slums. Simple life, but my mother worked very hard to ensure I had every opportunity to improve my lot when I was grown, so I spent more time in the nicer neighborhoods when I was older. She was always working at least 2 jobs. The theaters were my favorite when she was cleaning those. You never know what happens in the theaters when the lights go down. It was an education in of itself. It was my proudest day when I was able to move her into someplace better. I suppose Jishop may always be my home, though I don't know when I might return.
Well, gosh, Jishop is a bit of a ways away from Nickimwe. I gotta ask, why did you want to join the Fire Breathing Kittens Guild?
Jishop has some negative associations for me now. After being struck from the Jishop Bar Association, and not really having a vocation to speak of, I needed a new direction, a way to use my voice for some kind of good purpose. The fire-breathing kitten seemed a good way to spend my time and work to return to a life of law and disorder. I hopefully can help some people along the way, maybe even clear my name, but I needed to be someplace new, fresh, different.
There's a show called Community that has a lawyer that's trying to get their name back, and I'm just like, yes. Okay, anyway, question 6.
I think I might have seen that once or twice.
Yeah, that's a good play.
Dashing young man.
He's the soup. So, if you were given a 1-minute advertisement time spot during the annual Nickimwe fighting tournament, sort of a Super Bowl, if you will, a sporting tournament that everyone in the entire city will see, what would you fill that minute with?
Well, it might be petty, but I'd probably spend at least half of it airing the dirty laundry of a certain birdman who will remain nameless, though I'd have to find that dirt first. And the other half? I'm not sure. Perhaps I'd advertise for the fire-breathing kittens. A rising tide, after all, raises all ships.
True dat. Question 7 is, Arethor, what do you like doing in your spare time?
I'm not sure I can answer that in polite company. I'm kidding, of course. I suppose I enjoy a good cigar and a better whiskey of an evening. Throw in some good company and a game, and I'm in heaven. I'll read as well if I'm by my lonesome. And I can always use a good grooming.
Yes, Calico Cat. Question 8. Hey, we're halfway there.
Hey.
What things in life are still a mystery to you, Arethor?
A mystery. Can I get out of this by quoting a philosopher? I believe it was Socrates that said the only thing I know for certain is that I know nothing. You seem like you'd like a real answer. Fine.
That's Socrates.
Yeah, Socrates. I've always liked him. I wish to understand my voice. I've developed this ability to speak into the mind of another. I don't know where it came from or what it truly is. I don't like that level of mystery around my own function.
Makes sense. Maybe you'll uncover the cause as you explore with fire-breathing kittens.
Oh, would that I do.
Future GMs, pay attention. All right. Question 9. Everybody's got one, but not everybody is aware of what it is. What's your annoying habit?
Well, I'd like to say that I don't have any, but my guess is you might have already perceived what may be a pet peeve of others. It's been suggested that I'm long-winded, prone to monologue. Some have even suggested that I might be somewhat full of myself. I suppose there might be truth to that, a bit.
It's a podcast. You better have some wind.
At least, that's fair. That's fair. I need to be around.
Yeah. No wind would be bad. So,
No wind would be a struggle.
Question 10. Arethor Gowek, what is the kindest act you have ever done?
Oh, well, I like to think of myself as eminently selfish, but I suppose I have an eye for the greater good. I had a client once, accused of a truly heinous crime, one that they insisted they absolutely did not commit. I believed them. It was the last time that I used my voice as part of my chosen vocation. I used it while questioning one of the witnesses of the prosecution, having the witness confess to the crime. It was an honest confession, but not one that they freely chose to give. It saved my client's freedom and ostensibly ended my career. It's not a fond memory per se, but I'd not change it either.
That's quite the ethics dilemma. Like, go outside the system to make sure an innocent person doesn't pay for someone else's crime, or stick to the evidence collected lawfully and let an innocent person be jailed. Oh, it's tough. Yeah, for sure. Gosh.
Difficult, wow. But, I mean, if you need to turn against the pig dogs of the law, then you have to. Justice and law are not always the same.
Hey, ACAB, question 11. Where would you like to visit?
Oh, I've actually seen very little of our fine world, aside from the journey from Jishop to Nicomoy. My life's been spent in Jishop. I'd love to see one of those fabulous vacation resorts for the dangerously wealthy. I plan to visit one before my untimely removal from my profession made income a barrier to attendance. But I'll get there someday.
Dangerously wealthy? Are they like hunting people? Is this like...
Well, you know, money brings power. Power corrupts. Who knows what they do if they get enough?
Yeah. Oh, man. I want to go there, too. Future GMs, pay attention. All right. Question 12 is, Arethor, do you like pickles?
Yeah. I mean, if you refer to a spread or chutney, then my answer would be no. But if you refer to a gherkin or a dill or other fine, crunchy, sour cucumber, then I'd have to say yes. Only a sociopath would say no to that sour crunch.
Yeah. I mean... Or someone with different taste buds than you, who makes an excellent friend because you get all their pickles.
Fair enough. I would enjoy eating their snacks.
And sociopaths don't always make bad friends. Just saying. Anyway, so question 13. A penguin walks through that door right now wearing a sombrero. What does it say and why is it here?
Oh, well, if they're like any penguin I've ever met, they'd probably say something along the lines of, Dos cervezas con lima, por favor. I'd assume that they're here because they're thirsty.
Sí. Cerveza, por favor.
Yes.
Absolutely. Let's all drink together. Question 14 is, what would you like remembered about you?
Oh, remembered about me. Well, I suppose I'd like to be known for one truly great speech. One closing argument that swayed a jury and captured the heart of a nation. I may never be the best person in the room, but I can at least have a moment where I was absolutely the most convincing.
That moment will come in a future adventure, listeners.
Someday.
Very last question. Arethor, what is one message you would give to your fans?
Good choice. You're a collection of scholars and gentlefolk.
Literally. All right, well, you heard it here, folks. Thank you for joining us, Arethor.
Oh, it was a pleasure. I can't wait to spend more time with the fire-breathing kittens.
And we'll see you in an upcoming adventure. Goodbye.
Goodbye.